Hi everyone. So in this video we'll be discussing about polygenic inheritance. But before we start discussing about the polygenic inheritance, so generally in the genetics we know that one single gene is able to control a particular character. So it is being said that one character is controlled by one gene. Apart from this is a universal rule. But apart from this, if by chance, if a single gene, if it controls more than two characters or two traits, in such condition, that particular type of gene is what called as pleiotropic gene. So various of examples are there for a pleiotropic gene where a single gene is able to control more than two traits. For example, phenylketonuria or sickle cell anemia, where a single gene is influencing or controlling more than two traits. Right. Now, in this video, we'll discuss about the first common type of inheritance, which is called as a qualitative inheritance. So, what actually is meant by qualitative inheritance? So, qualitative inheritance is a type of inheritance where a single dominant gene influences a complete trait or a character. Single dominant gene influences a complete trait or a character. And here what I am talking is about one dominant gene. So for example, if I take the height of the plant, pea plant, what we are talking about. So in the pea plant, one dominant gene, that is for example, if we take a dominant gene or one gene has two alleles. So if the gene is having two dominant alleles, so here you can see that capital T, so that shows about the tallness of the pea plant. Now, single dominant gene which has a two dominant allele is influencing the trait, that is the tallness of the pea plant. Now, presence of two such dominant genes or alleles do not alter any phenotype, which means if there are presence of two dominant alleles, or if there is a presence of one single dominant allele, then the height of the plant will be always tall only. Why? Because this dominant allele suppresses the recessive allele, so thereby the expression of the dominant allele will be seen in that of the progeny or in the plant. But if there is presence of an addition along with this dominant allele, if there is an addition of one more dominant allele, so that does not alter any kind of the phenotype. So phenotype remains the same, that will be tall itself. Either there may be presence of two dominant allele or there may be presence of one dominant allele. So that is the second point. So presence of two such dominant alleles or the gene, so that does not alter the phenotype. So phenotype remains the same. Next is genes which are there, which are expressing this type of the inheritance, or the complete trait. So this type of genes are called as monogene. So mono means a single, and gene. So here I have taken as an example, that is a height of the plant, where I have shown capital T and capital T small t. So both are representing the tallness of the pea plant. Similarly, it may be very true with that of capital W, or it may be capital W, small w. So this is for the violet color of the pea plant. Or it may be in case of the any other characters of the pea plant, if you take, that is the position of the flower, or it may be the shape of the pod or color of the pod, where if there are presence of two dominant alleles or one dominant allele, it expresses the same. So there is no alteration in the phenotype if there are two dominant alleles. So such type of genes, such type of genes are what is called as monogenes. And next is qualitative type of inheritance produce a sort of discontinuous variations in the progeny. So why the discontinuous variations can be seen in the progeny is because, for example, if we take one dominant allele is present, okay, and if this one dominant allele for a trait, for example here if I take that as a violet flower, and if this violet flower is being selfed with another violet flower which is also having a single dominant allele, okay, so what will happen is it results in the formation of the individual which will be different. That means it will not be the violet, but there will be presence of two recessive alleles. So there is a possibility that a variation is being seen completely. That is, instead of production of the violet flowers, there will be formation of the white flowers. So that will be the complete variation which will be different from that of the violet flower. So that will be the third point. And next one is here I have shown that I have taken here as a height of the plant. So when we cross the tall plant which is hybrid, which consists of one dominant allele, if it is being crossed with another hybrid which has one dominant allele, then it will result in the formation of the dwarf individuals. And one common thing what you have to remember here is there will be no intermediate forms. So intermediate forms are totally absent. Okay. So two extremities, either the plant will be tall or dwarf, not average, not mean sized plant will be seen. Either the flower will be violet or white, not in between. So there will be no any kind of the blending inheritance will be seen in that of the qualitative inheritance. Next is what is all about today's video, that is quantitative inheritance, which is also called as polygenic inheritance. So here quantitative type of inheritance is where three or more than three genes are influencing for a particular character. See, earlier I said pleiotropic gene, where a single gene is able to control more than two traits. Okay, single gene is influencing or controlling more than two traits. So that is pleiotropic gene. Here, three or more genes are controlling single character. Okay, so that is the difference. Now, the next point what you look after is in this quantitative inheritance, the dominant alleles have cumulative effect or additive effect is being seen with each dominant allele expression, which means here as I said, when there are alleles where one is dominant, the other one is recessive, okay, so here there will be no differentiation in the phenotype, means either capital T small t or capital T will have both the tall only. So here the additional dominant allele will not influence, okay, but here in the quantitative inheritance, presence of an additional dominant allele, so that will express, and that additive dominant allele will have its own expression. Okay, so that is called as quantitative inheritance. And the genes which are involved in this type of inheritance, quantitative inheritance, so they are called as polygenes. So as the inheritance is because of the polygenes, this is what we call it as polygenic inheritance. So what are the examples for the polygenic inheritance? The first one is, which is very common, that is the skin color in the humans. Next is the kernel color in that of the wheat, the outer coating which is present. Apart from that, color of the hair in the human beings, the color of the hair, the eye color, and the height of the individual, everything depends upon the polygenes, where more than three genes are being involved in controlling all these characters. Either it may be skin color or hair color or eye color, or it may be the height of an individual, right? So let us discuss about the polygenic inheritance in detail by taking an example, that is a skin color in the humans. So this will take as an example. Now, skin color in humans was being studied for the first time by Davenport. Studied by Davenport, okay, in 1913. In the year 1913, Davenport studied the skin color in the humans and its genetics. Okay. Now, according to Davenport, he says skin color in the human beings is controlled by 3 genes, where the 3 genes are either in that of the dominant condition, or they may be present in that of all the gene in the recessive condition. Now, when an individual has all the dominant genes, all the 6 dominant alleles if they are present, then there will be more amount or high concentration of the deposition occurs of the pigment that is called as melanin. So when melanin deposition will be more, the individual color will be very dark, or you can call it as negro. Okay, very dark complexion will be seen. And if an individual has all the recessive alleles, all the 6 alleles are recessive in condition, or all the 3 genes are in recessive condition, then the deposition of melanin will be extremely low. Thereby the individual will be white in color. Okay, he will be white, or you can call this individual as a Caucasoid. Caucasoids, who are extremely white in color, so they are said to be Caucasoids. Okay. Now, by chance, if a Negro marries to that of a Caucasoid, or if an individual who is very dark, who is having all the 3 dominant genes, marries to that of an individual who is having 3 recessive genes, so let's see what will happen. So here capital A, capital B, and capital CC. So this is the genotype of a Negro, and small a, small b, small c. So this is the genotype of the white individual. So here the gamete formation, if you look after, so this will be capital A, capital B, capital C. So these 3 together will form a gamete, and here small a, small b, small c, 3 together will form another gamete. So here this is the parental genotype. So these are the gametes, and this is the phenotype, parental phenotype. Okay. Now, when the gamete which has all the 3 dominant alleles, okay, and the gamete is having 3 recessive alleles, so when these gametes will fuse together in the F1 generation, what will be formed? So there will be the formation of capital A, capital B, small b, capital C, small c. So individual is being produced which has 3 dominant alleles and 3 recessive alleles. So as I said, if there are presence of excess of the dominant alleles, if 3 dominant alleles are there here, instead of 3 dominant allele, if there is one more dominant allele existing, so what happens is the color of the individual will change. But what it happens here is, when there are presence of 3 dominant alleles, these individuals are called as mulattoes. Mulattoes are those individuals who are intermediate in color. So neither they are like the very dark or negro, nor they are like extremely white. So they are the intermediate forms which are being produced in the F1 generation. Now, if this F1 generation is being selfed, if the selfing occurs here, okay, so what will happen? What type of gametes will be seen? So gametes which will be formed here will be capital A, capital B, capital C. So this will be one gamete. Small a, small b, small c. So this will be the second gamete. So this is 1, this is 2. Next is capital A, small b, capital C, second gamete. Capital A, small b, small c, the third gamete, capital A, okay, next is capital B, small c, okay. So 4 gametes, okay, these will be 4. The another 4 with that of the recessive here will be small a, capital B, capital C, small a, capital B, small c, and small a, small b, capital C. Okay. So totally 8 gametes will be formed. So 8 male gametes and 8 female gametes will be formed, and the crossing of these gametes, when it occurs, it results in that of around 64 individuals will be formed. Okay, 64 individuals will be formed, and the genotype or the individuals will be formed in a ratio that is 1:1:6:15:20:15:6:1. So totally around 64 individuals will be produced, where 1:6. So 1 in the beginning and 1 in the last. So 1 represents the dominant color, where all the dominant genes will be there, and 1 will be the recessive, where so totally 1/64th of the individuals will are negro or very dark in color. 1/64th of the individuals will be white in color. And you generally remember that formula what we had discussed in the earlier videos. So whenever there are presence of the heterozygous condition, so 2 to the power of n, so where n represents the number of heterozygous or heterozygotes, so when we take that here for this mulatto, so it refers to 2 to the power of 3, n. So you can see 3 heterozygotes are there, 1, 2 and 3. So it becomes 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So totally 8 gametes will be formed for a mulatto. So 8 male gametes and 8 female gametes, when they fuse together, there will be formation of, possibility is that 64 different genotypes will be seen, okay, with a ratio of 1:6:15:20:16:16:1. So that will be the genotype which will be seen. So as I said, when a negro marries to that of Caucasoid, so at that time what happens is, in the F1 generation mulattoes are formed, where mulattoes have 3 dominant alleles and 3 recessive alleles. So they are said to be the intermediate form between the negro as well as the Caucasoid or white individuals. So when we self the F1 generation, that is when one mulatto marries to another mulatto, so there is a possibility of 8 gametes are being formed in a mulatto. So what are those 8 gametes? So that is I have said. So that is capital A, capital B, capital C, capital A, small b, capital C, small a, capital B, capital C, capital A, small, capital B, small c, capital A, small b, small c, small a, small b, capital C, small a, capital B, small c, and all small, that is A, B and C. So 8 male gametes and 8 female gametes, when they fuse together, so there will be, this will be the chart which represents about the 64 different types of individuals which are possibly being formed. Now when we look after, these are the genotypes, 64 different types of genotypes, where when you look after here is the first one, where this first genotype, where you can see that all the dominant alleles are being present. So when all the dominant alleles are being present for that of the skin color, the individual is said to be the negro. And in the corner, if you see here, all are the recessive alleles for the skin color. So there is no melanin here at all. So these individuals will be very light or white or caucasoids. When all the dominant alleles are being present, so there will be the higher concentration of the melanin will be formed, thereby these individuals will be extremely dark. Okay, and in this particular chart, what you can see is whenever an individual has 5 dominant allele. For example, here I have shown, so capital AA, capital B, small b, capital C, capital C. So here one recessive allele is being present and remaining 5 are the dominant alleles. So if an individual is having 5 dominant alleles for the skin color, then that individual is said to be dark. That individual is said to be dark. If all the 6 are the dominant alleles for skin color, then he is said to be very dark. So 5 dominant alleles, so said to be dark individual. And if the individual has 4 dominant alleles with 2 recessive alleles, so here you can see one particular example. So capital AA, capital B, small b, okay, capital C and small c. So 2 recessive alleles are there and 4 dominant alleles are present. So these individuals are said to be fairly dark. Okay, so this is one such example where 4 dominant alleles are present along with 2 recessive alleles. So those individuals are fairly dark. Now, if an individual is having 3 dominant alleles and 3 recessive alleles, already I have shown you, those are called as mulattoes. So they are the intermediate forms. So capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C, small c. So 3 dominant alleles and 3 recessive alleles if they are present, then the individuals are said to be mulattoes. And if the genotype in an individual consists of only 2 dominant alleles and 4 recessive alleles, you see here one such example I am showing here. So 2 dominant alleles are there and 4 recessive alleles if they are present, then those individuals are said to be fairly white. So these individuals with 4 recessive alleles will be fairly white. And apart from that, if an individual is having only 1 dominant allele, if an individual is having only 1 dominant allele and remaining 5 are recessive alleles, then these individuals will exhibit light white in color. So they exhibit lighter color. Okay, light white will be the color because there is presence of only 1 dominant allele for the skin color. And in an individual, if there are no dominant alleles at all, which means if he or she consists of only recessive alleles for the skin color, so which means there is no deposition of the melanin, so those individuals will be very light or white in color. So when we have this particular chart where it consists of the 64 different the genotypes are being seen, so when we look after, okay, based on the color they exhibit in their skin, so the phenotypic ratio is being given as 1:6:15:20:15:6:1, where 2 extremities are being present, so that is negro and a light white or very light in color. Okay, so here there are presence of the intermediate forms. Why? Because this is an example for quantitative inheritance. In the qualitative inheritance, there are no intermediate. 2 peripheral values or 2 extremities are being seen. But in the quantitative inheritance, you are able to see intermediates are being formed, where in this particular ratio, 1 will be very dark or negro, 6 are dark in color, 15 are fairly dark, 20 are mulattoes, 15 are fairly white, 6 are light, and 1 is very light or white or caucasoid in color, that is in the skin color. So this is all about the polygenic inheritance, where 3 genes or more than 3 genes are being controlling one particular character. So that is all about the polygenic inheritance. Thank you.